So, hi, I'm Imani, and as well as being a facilitator for More Than Mums, I'm also a health practitioner. And I look at some of the things around self care, things that we can do at home, things that you can do at home to stay well. Kim, would have talked about the ways that we think sometimes that can actually take us away from our goals, can steal our dreams. And so, moving it along in terms of the brain and how the brain works, you may have heard of fight and flight and freeze. These are natural reactions that our body goes through whenever we have a thought, like something's a threat to us. Something is creating is a fearful thing, and our body will naturally go into this fight, flight, or freeze scenario, which is a defense mechanism that the body has naturally. I don't know if you guys can identify with anything that made you just freeze or fight. Good example is road rage, when you're in the car and someone cuts you up, and immediately your body gets on the defense. You get tense, your hands, you're clenching your fists, you're gritting your teeth, and immediately we stop breathing, because what's happening at that time is the brain, as I said, that this is a threat, and so all the blood is now shunted into your hands and legs, and it's pulled away from all your key organs, your heart, your liver, all the blood that keeps those things healthy, is now going into your hands and legs, so you can either fight or run away. So it's a brilliant thing to have in our body, that our body's naturally geared up for that. But that was in the days when we had the saber-toothed tiger and stuff chasing after us, and now we've got to reason those things out to say, hold on a minute, is this really a threat? And what can I do in that situation? So what I teach is really some simple breathing techniques that will allow us to just take that time out to just breathe, center our balance again, so that we can reason things out and make the right decision, the right choice. And so I always add another F to that, which is flow. So you've got fight, flight, freeze, or flow. And the flow is usually what I encourage people to try and kind of stay in that zone, even if you're making a challenge. Even if you're challenging someone, you can still stay in that flow and challenge someone and not make yourself sick, basically. I don't know if you guys want to share a situation where you either felt that you were in flight, fight, or freeze mode.
I can't think of one specific, but I mean that feeling when something happens and you feel the blood drain, and like you say, you just freeze, and it can be, I don't know, it can be something that if you feel you've done something wrong, or someone's like, I'm really, really rubbish with confrontation. I really don't like.
That's exactly what I was just thinking as well.
Yeah, so if someone comes to confront me in some way, and it can be, I haven't done anything wrong or anything, but you just, that feeling is really horrible.
Yeah.
And it's
straight away. Yeah, your stomach gets knotted up, right?
Yeah, and your chest, definitely.
Your chest starts to get tight. So really the whole purpose of then lower stomach breathing, which is what I teach, so it's focusing on underneath your navel, that space there, rather than upper chest, which is up here, which makes you breathe very shallow, and it keeps you in an emotional state. When we take the breath down into under our navel, it starts to relax the body and the mind again. So that's what we're going to practice now. So we're going to just do what's called box breath. So with box breath, we're just going to get practicing first to just get used to breathing from the lower abdomen first. So what I want you to do is breathe in from your nose, but push your lower tummy out.
Breathe in through your nose, sorry.
But you're pushing your lower abdomen out. And when you breathe out, you're pulling your lower tummy in. Yeah, so you're breathing in, you're pushing your lower abdomen out, just below your navel. And then you're breathing out, you're pulling your lower abdomen in. You're breathing in, pushing your lower abdomen out. And you're breathing out, pulling your lower abdomen in. And I just want you to focus on the breath and nothing else. Breathing in, pushing your lower abdomen out. And breathing out, pulling your lower abdomen in. You're breathing in, pushing your lower abdomen out. And you're breathing out, pulling your lower abdomen in. Breathing in, pushing your lower abdomen out. And breathing out, pulling your lower abdomen in. So how did that feel, just doing a couple of cycles of that?
Really abnormal, actually. Like I had to remind myself what I was doing, which
Yeah,
I think it's
and that's how we were that's how we would naturally breathe when we were a baby. You know, it's only when all the sort of stresses and emotional responses that we learn as children that we start to change our breath pattern. And you'll find now there's lots of breathing problems and things like that because of shallow breathing. So even cats, if you watch your cat or your dog, you'll see that they're doing lower abdominal breathing. You know, that's why they're so chilled out all the time. Don't have any stress. So it's yeah. How about you, Kim?
Yeah, I was just to say, so because I do yoga, and we do it within yoga, but I really have to remind myself to do that, because I particularly about a year or so ago, I was actually going to the doctor and saying I can't breathe, because and I was just shallow breathing all the time, and it's because there was some anxiety going on in my life around a court case and things like that.
Yeah.
And I would find I was talking to people, and as I was talking to them, I was literally running out of breath. And it's like any kind of, if I got a little bit nervous of seeing someone or anything, I'd go to this like real shallow place.
Yeah.
So I've had to really practice that and really be conscious of my breathing.
Yeah, because when we're breathing like that, it's what's happening when we're doing the lower breathing is that not only is the oxygen going down into the diaphragm, but you've got the vagus nerve, which is a diaphragm nerve all across your waist there. And that is the nerve that sends a message to the brain to relax. So when we're not breathing like that, there's no attachment to the brain to feed the brain, to nourish the brain, to say, look, I'm in a relaxed state. So we're just constantly in that fight flight mode. And what happens is we're not giving the chest, the lungs enough oxygen, which then will impact on our brain health. And it will impact on the fact that we're not going to feel balanced at all. We're not going to feel calm, you know, and that's what's leading to a lot of hypertension and anxiety and things like that we're finding is on the increase now, especially now in COVID, because we're not taking that time to breathe properly and breathe deeply, you know, and we're not bringing that energy into the lungs. So, you know, I try to do this like at least 5 minutes in the morning. And then at night as well, just to calm down before going to bed, so you don't have any worrying thoughts and things like that, you know. So we're going to try the box breathing now. Give it a go, Leash.
Oh, I'm still doing it. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through a very challenging time at work when I was working for a particular company, and I tell you, if it wasn't for these breathing, I would have been very unwell. Because I was going through a lot of discrimination and so on, and in the meetings and things, I just practiced my breathing and I stayed really grounded and peaceful. And that didn't mean that I didn't challenge those things, but I didn't let it harm my health and harm my mental health, you know. And so there is a difference, because sometimes people think, oh, you're a bit of a doormat because you're so calm. But no, I am a tiger. But I'm not going to let anyone steal my joy and steal my health, you know. And so the box breath is a way of now you controlling your breath. Yeah. So we're going to breathe in for 4. And if someone's got any asthma or tight breathing, then do it for 3. Actually, let's do it for 3. And then we hold. So we breathe in, doing the same thing, pushing our tummy out. We hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we breathe out for 3, pulling our tummy in. 1, 2, 3. And then we hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. So we breathe in for 3. 1, 2, 3. We hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. We breathe out for 3. 1, 2, 3. And we hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. We breathe in for 3, 2, 3. We hold our breath for 3. 1, 2, 3. We breathe out for 3. 1, 2, 3. And we hold for 3, 2, 3. Breathe in, 2, 3. We hold. We breathe out and hold. We breathe in and hold. We breathe out and hold. We breathe in and hold. We breathe out and hold. So how was that?
Yeah, really calming. I'm
Yeah.
like this now. I
So what is, yeah.
find them so useful, those techniques. Again, I knew I had an issue with my breath when I was doing the yoga, and you do the 1 nostril breath.
Oh yeah.
Start panicking, almost panicking at holding my breath.
Mm,
And I thought that's something I really need to work on, is not
yeah.
keep doing this shallow breathing.
Yeah.
And also
It's
I find
a daily thing.
when I got to get up on stage and do a presentation, or I've got to speak to a group or anything like that, doing this or doing the where you breathe in for 7 and breathe out for 11, that really, really, really helps. It's so good.
Yeah.
Just takes that away.
Yeah, so because what's happening is that we're when we breathe in through our nose, and that's why we must really breathe in through our nose and not our mouth, is that that's the natural way that we should be taking our breath in. And there's all this electromagnetic stuff that goes on. I don't want to get into the science of it, but there's all this electromagnetic stuff that takes place that then activates the brain. And it also, when we take that breath down into our lower stomach, we're balancing and relaxing that nervous system, you know, that stills the thoughts, you know, it starts to still the thoughts that are getting in the way, you know, especially when we're doing public speaking and things like that. We're doing something new, we're anxious about it. It's because of our thoughts. And so if we can find techniques to still the thoughts and just focus on the breathing, it just gives us that extra energy and calm to then deal with whatever that challenge is. So those are simple ones that we can just keep practicing in the mornings or at night if you can't sleep. I work one-to-one with women who can't sleep, they've got insomnia and stuff, and over a few weeks they're able to sleep soundly. So it does work. You know, it's definitely changed my life anyway. Especially dealing with some court cases and stuff this week with my family. It's like I've breathed all the way through it, and you know, I'm still smiling. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's very powerful, and it's free. You know, it's free.
No,
yeah,
definitely.
So I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's awesome, and I'll have to try it because I'm struggling with the old menopause, night sweats, insomnia at the moment. So I'll try. I didn't think to bring in the breathing again.
Definitely.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Imani.
Thank you.
Awesome.